Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So today I want to talk about why I finally caved in and bought 0.1 Bitcoin. So roughly put around $8,000 into Bitcoin through my Roth IRA through Fidelity. And the fund is called FBTC. So the fund is called FBTC through Fidelity. So lately I've been connecting with a guy named Brian, and actually brought him on my channel where we kind of do interviews to talk about multifamily and cryptocurrency. And if you've been following my journey, you know that I've never dabbled in cryptocurrency. I don't understand it. I never really considered buying it at all because I was just so focused on multifamily real estate. I was focused on scaling my portfolio, and I'm all about focus and understanding and investing in assets that I know can understand. And for me, that's been real estate, single family homes, multifamily homes, more recently multifamily, and index funds where I do dollar cost average through Vanguard index funds like VT-SAX, the International Index Fund, and the Total Bond Fund through Vanguard. So my allocations for my Vanguard portfolio, which is is I think 70% is total US stock market, 20% is international stock market, and 5% is the total bond market. That's my current split. So index funds, Vanguard, super passive, automate it, dollar cost average. Every month I put in X amount of dollars that gets split into the three funds, set it, forget it. Multifamily real estate is a lot more active. Obviously, I'm not currently actively sending out mailers to find deals, but what I am doing is I am looking on deals on Zillow, Crexi, and LoopNet. And full disclosure, deals on those three sites are typically not good, but what I'm doing is I'm finding the broker's information and I'm texting the broker and making offers. I know they're not going to accept the offer that I submit on that property. What I'm trying to do is to build relationships with brokers so they bring me pocket listings and I will be willing to make an offer that makes sense for me and only me. And for context, my offers have been around 40 to 50% less than what the asking price is, for context, because I just want to show I'm serious. I'm making offers. So, multifamily is a great store of value of your money. It helps preserve wealth. So recently, if you follow the news, the stock market has been very uncertain. So the stock market is very emotional, and the S&P 500 I think went down like 10% to 15%, something like that, over the past few months, given this new presidency, given the new president and all the tariffs and whatnot. I don't really know much about politics. But anyways, I just know my index fund portfolio, my stock portfolio went down by about $100,000. And I roughly have $1 million stock portfolio. So about 7 to 10% is what I lost. And I was looking at my real estate, and my real estate actually stayed the same. So my single family homes haven't gone down in value, but they haven't gone up in value. They just kind of stayed the same. My multifamily real estate, the value is based on net operating income divided by the market cap rate. But because interest rates have, stayed the same, they're high, 7 to 8%. Cap rates have kind of stayed the same at, around an 8 to 9 cap. So the values haven't really changed that much because I underwrote my apartments when I bought them initially at an 8 cap. And but back then interest rates were 4%, but today interest rates are 7 to 8%, and I still kind of underwrite at a maybe 8 to 9 cap. So despite that, because rents kind of went up a little bit and my expenses, went up a little bit as well, I know why it's been stabilized. So my index fund portfolio went down 10%. My single family homes have stayed the same. My multifamily has stayed the same. And I will say, have I seen evictions go up? So in my apartments, had a little bit uptick in evictions because, maybe it's hardship. People can't pay. My single family homes that I manage, one tenant is having hardship right now. So they are on a payment plan because I'm trying to be nice and hopefully he doesn't burn me and bite me and shoot me in the butt later. But I'm trying to work on a payment plan with them where they can catch up. They've been paying me half the rent for the past 2 months. So I like to give the benefit of the doubt, but I may get burned. We'll find out, right? We'll find out. I'll keep you guys posted. But anyways, the values of those single family homes stayed the same. And I've been looking at, Bitcoin specifically. And at first, I always viewed it as very speculative. Like all cryptocurrencies in my mind is very speculative. But during this time right now, Bitcoin has been doing pretty well. And it's might be a lot of hype. So, for me, once I learned that Fidelity offered a fund that tracked Bitcoin, that made it seem more attractive to me because once again, I just can set it and forget it. I could basically max out my IRA, which I think is $7,000 to $8,000, roll that over tax free to a Roth IRA, and then take that $8,000 and then buy FBTC. So, I think a current Bitcoin is about $80,000 when I last checked it. So 8,000 is about 10% of a Bitcoin. So I have 0.1 Bitcoin. And for me, I kind of was drawn to it the moment I just can set it and forget it. It's I always was interested in allocating a small portion of my net worth. So keep in mind, I put $8,000 in there. I'm worth $6.6 million. So, people suggest don't allocate more than 1% to 2% of your net worth in, cryptocurrencies if you're, being more conservative and you're diversifying, right? So for me, I don't really know cryptocurrency as well as other people, and I don't care to really know it very well, but am I willing to allocate, 1% of my net worth towards Bitcoin? I'm open to it. So for me, 1% of my net worth is around $60,000 to $70,000. So can I put, $8,000 in there and then do it in my Roth? And what's nice about the Roth is I like a concept called do the risk in the Roth. So in my mind, at least, I could be completely wrong. I view cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, as a little bit more risky, a little bit more speculative. Once again, is doing better right now than maybe real estate and stocks in the past, 10, 15 years, however long it's been around. But for me, I just like the simplicity of it, of just dollar cost average, FBTC in my Roth. So if I make a killing in Bitcoin, great. It's all tax free and I can help me retire, and it's in my Roth. If it goes to zero, then okay, well, I just lost $8,000. So for me, the way I'm doing this is I'm just investing in FBTC, assuming I'm gonna lose it. And what's nice about investing in Bitcoin, in my opinion, using my Roth is I can't even touch my Roth until I'm at least 60, 65, whatever traditional retirement age is. So it's forcing me to hold it for the long term. So if I put $8,000 in FBTC today at 35, I have 30 years of growth, hopefully, where it's tax-free growth that I can leverage. So, it's kind of like a weird, easy way to try to invest in, Bitcoin, have some diversification, and supposedly it's a hedge against, bad times. So technically when stocks are doing poorly, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin should be doing better, and it has been doing better recently. So, but my opinion, I think crypto and index funds, they're both very emotional and they're very reactive to the news. So if stocks go down, crypto goes up, or other way, stocks go up, crypto goes down, or maybe they both go up or both go down. Who knows? So for me, I'm basically allocating not even 1% of my net worth to Bitcoin. It's going to be 100. What is it? Point zero. Yeah, actually 0.1% of my net worth to cryptocurrency. So I'm willing to lose that. If I lose it, okay, that's fine. So, so I'm going to start to see it. Maybe I'm going to start doing my Roth IRA every year, do the backdoor Roth, and just dump that into FBTCB, test some diversification of crypto, and basically let that compound for 30 years, and then I can withdraw it tax-free from my Roth IRA. So unfortunately, Vanguard doesn't have a fund that tracks, an ETF that tracks Bitcoin, but Fidelity, they have two funds, one that tracks Bitcoin and one that tracks Ethereum. So for me, I'm only doing Bitcoin because it's been around the longest, and I think it's the biggest one. So, for me, I like to just keep my investment strategy simple and just invest in the biggest one. And like I said, I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm not even looking at the price. I just did $8,000 lump sum into FBTC and see how that goes. So, and what I want to kind of emphasize is, if you notice my journey, I've built most of my net worth through real estate. Like 85% of my net worth is real estate. The rest is in index funds, stocks, and cash, and then a very small percentage is in cryptocurrency. So once you've done one thing, once you focus on one thing and you've built up a net worth, that's when you diversify. So if you notice, when I was focused on real estate and building my real estate portfolio, I didn't diversify. I just was focused on building my real estate portfolio, increasing the values, forced appreciation. That's how I made most of my money. My net worth gives me cash flow today. Now that I hit my net worth goal, not really hit it, but like closer to my goal. I don't even know what my goal is. I'm just throwing 10 million out there. But now that I am closer to my goal and built up a solid nest egg, now I'm diversifying with, FBTC. So that's the key point I want to hit is you have to go all in on one thing, business, real estate, build your net worth that way, and then diversify. So that's how most people build wealth. You do one thing and diversify. And like I said, for me, I can dollar cost average FBTCB. It doesn't take any energy from me, just like my index funds. So because of that, I like that. To me, it's another fund. And I can still allocate my time, my energy towards buying single family homes and multifamily real estate, depending on the deal. And I think in 2025 to, it's almost midway of 2025, heading into 2026, there's going to be a lot of opportunity, a lot of distressed sellers. So what I keep on telling my students is be consistent in your offers. Make an offer. My offers, like I said, have been 60% off of asking price. And I know I'm going to get rejected. But what do? I set a reminder in my Google Calendar to follow up in 2 months to see if the deal's still there and the offer still stands. And worst case, I'm building a relationship with the broker, and I tell the broker, hey, I'm always willing to make an offer. That makes sense for me. It may not make sense for the seller, but I'm always willing to make an offer. So once you build that trust and that reputation, that's eventually they might bring me one deal. And with multifamily real estate, you just need one deal to really change your life. Or 2 deals. Like if I get one more apartment deal, that's it. I don't have to do anything else. Everything else I buy, it's just for funds. But it's just a cherry on top. So like if I get another deal like my 26 unit, I'm good. So anyways, just wanted to talk about why I finally took the leap of faith and bought 0.1 Bitcoin after avoiding it for the past 5-6 years as I've been scaling my real estate portfolio, and why I decided to diversify into it. So key points is, number one, it's easy because it's through Fidelity. I'm doing dollar cost average, and it's just for me to diversify. And like I said, for me, I wouldn't personally go more than 1% of my every net worth into Bitcoin. But like you said, I have a good friend now, Brian, where half his net worth is Bitcoin and half is some Ethereum, and the other half is like real estate. So he actually owns no stocks. So it's interesting kind of hearing his perspective and then following his journey. But for me, I'm sticking to that 1% of most of my net worth into Bitcoin. Anyways, if you want to learn to buy multifamily real estate with some guidance and mentorship, check out my link down below. From there, you can see the link tree. You can see the coaching program, the mentorship. You can send me an email there as well if you have any questions or want a discount code. Otherwise, hope to see you next one. Thank you so much.